Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us on Daybreak Extra. In case you've missed out on any of the newspaper review, you can do well to catch us across our social media handles for more programs and documentary. Well, let's take a look at the topic of discussion today: moral decadence. Is indecent dressing now the norm? Now, if you remember, I just spoke about it, and I saw in one of the front pages just now when they said women go what women go to do just to enhance themselves. Well, in recent times there has been a noticeable shift in societal attitude towards dressing, with indecent attire seemingly gaining acceptance as a fashion trend. What was once considered unacceptable in many cultural and social contexts now appears to be embraced and even celebrated, particularly amongst youths. Well, this trend has sparked debate about the impact of indecent dressing on moral values, self-perception, and the general outlook of the society. Well, does this shift present a new normal, I just asked, or is it a sign of moral decadence? Now, that's why we are talking about this. Now, for us to be able to address this issue, the question is a close look at the influence of media, peer pressure, and cultural changes on fashion choices and the message they convey. Because for some people, they feel when they dress, they actually make a statement, right? So this is what we want to talk about, because this is something that we keep seeing every day on social media, on movies, music videos, and what have you. Especially women are being affected, and if you look at it, it's the youths, right? So this is what we are going to talk about as parents, as young people, that we know when we see such dressings, we have to kind of frown and like a bit disgusted at some of the way that people dress. Well, this is the reason why we want to talk about this, because it's high time we address this issue. Well, do well to join this conversation, and in case you're not able to reach us on any of the numbers, do well to send us WhatsApp message on the first number that is showing on your screen this morning. Well, we already have our first caller. Hello, good morning.
God bless you. This is Evangelist Oluogunnaike calling from Jebu, Ogun State.
Thank you, Evangelist. Go ahead. What's your take?
Yes, what I want to contribute here is that it's like you have read my mind, because I wrote a poem in Yoruba on this. I really address it. You see, our ladies and women and young girls are taking this indecent dressing as a norm, as a normal thing, which do not portray them as people who have respect for our good cultural heritage in all the major tribes in this country. In Hausa land, Yoruba land, in Igbo land, we were trained by our forefathers and our foremothers, if I will say that we should dress decently. In fact, it's the way you dress according to some an axiom that you'll be addressed. But it's a pity these days that some ladies, they dress like prostitutes, like people who are not even responsible. And that, of course, has brought about issue of rape here and there. Because even some pastors, when they see indecent dressing, when they are preaching on the pulpit, they lose concentration. And this indecent dressing has caused a lot of untold hardship to individual homes and the country at large. It doesn't even portray you as a good representative of your family or your tribe, or even as your country. What the government should do to save time for others to fall is that government should implement a very harsh disciplinary measure to those that are dressing indecently, and all the school management in secondary and tertiary institutions should also, enforce thorough disciplinary measure, even to the extent of, sending some students, eradicating them from the university. It is evil machination. It is evil concupiscence and lasciviousness on the part of our ladies dressing indecently. God bless your station. Have a wonderful, blessed weekend.
Evangelist, for that. I mean, it's something that, is It's a cause to worry when you see how some, children are actually dressing. Some, even the adults, you see mothers, grandmothers wearing some kind of revealing outfits, and you'll be wondering what message are they passing to, their subordinates at this point, because your children or your grandchildren are people that look up to you. You're a role model to them, right? Well, let's take a look. Let's hear from this caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location?
Okay, good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Mr. Paul. I'm calling from Makori.
All right, Mr. Paul. Thank you so much for joining. Go ahead. What's your take?
Yes, the topic that you have brought up this morning too is another good topic concerning how we dress, particularly our ladies. You know, we have a lot of work to do on that aspect. Will it be good for men too to be going on skirt and ladies attires, like the other man that is on social media? I don't want to mention his name. It's very wrong that women will now turn men dress to normal dressing, and I think this is part of thing that is even promoting rape. If somebody is decently dressed, what God has given to you, you hide it well. Some men will not be attracted to force you to sex. But when you are not dressing proper, you are inviting the rapist to visit you. So government should look into that. If somebody is well dressed and is raped, I think the person that raped that person law should take his course. But if you are not dressing properly and somebody raped you, I think you admit you write letter for it. And when you write a letter, you expect reply. Because there is one university in Kwara State University. If they are giving you an admission letter, they are giving you with a dressing code. If you cannot go by that dress code, you forget about the admission. Our institution too, they have a lot of work to do on that aspect. Yes, it's very bad and it's not speaking well of us. We are forget our own culture. We are following what Oyibo's are doing, and these Oyibo that we are following. There are dresses that if you are going to club, they put on within the club premises. They are going out. They dress well. Both our churches today, although church, let me not talk about mosque. You see somebody wearing transparent clothes to church, where he's going to worship, where she's going to worship God. It's very wrong. We just need to talk to ourselves and do the right thing. I'm not blaming some of those rapists, because if your eye didn't see, you will know you will control yourself. But when somebody is showing you his body almost half naked, you have no choice if you cannot control your urge. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Paul, for that. I mean, you've made a very good point, this morning on this topic, especially when you said our institutions have to do a lot more. Yes, I agree with you on that. Schools and institutions have a lot to do. Introduce dress code policies and educate students on appropriate attire for different settings. I mean, if you look at the law students, you see them wearing suits and dressing very, nice. You don't see them exposing themselves. But when you go to other faculties or departments, you see how students are dressing, especially in the universities and even schools. Now it's something that is becoming normal for people. Even on social media, I mean, you see people promoting this kind of dressing, and like he said, we're copying what the foreigners are actually doing, which I don't think that's part of our culture or part of our, a tradition at this point. Well, we have this caller. Let's hear from you. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Your name and location?
Good morning.
Morning.
Fatima, good morning.
Abasekon.
Yeah, this is
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead. What's your take on this topic?
Yeah, sincerely speaking, this is a lovely topic. Moral decadence has become a comatose in the life of we in Nigeria, and most especially those women that dress in an unshabby manner. Indecent dressing has become a norm, because when you get to our churches, it is not addressed. Most companies or most places of work, you find women dressed in jeans and dress shabbily. Put on things that are not supposed to be seen of a woman. A woman is supposed to cover her nakedness. You see a woman wearing tights, wearing spaghetti, wearing those things and then they will cross their legs in the church. I've never seen other sects behaving like that. They will cover their heads from their head to their toe. But ours is not like that. Indiscipline has eaten deep into our microcosm. Until we start changing our mentality, until we start addressing these issues, it will still continue to be a burning stuff in our life. I just want to add that government also is instrumental. Why must we see a woman dress? And that is why you see there are rapes here and there. Women pushes men to commit all sorts of forms, making advances where even married women putting on trousers. How can a man address them, call them for friendship? So that is my take. Thank you this morning. God bless.
Thank you so much, Abasekon, for that. I mean, you know, it's a topic that, like I said, needs to be looked into and discussed, and this has to start from the home, right? I remember when growing up, I'll use myself an example. I see my peers wearing jeans and what have you back then, and I wanted to do the same, and my mom could not let me, and I felt like, oh, she's actually, you know, taking my rights away from me because I see my peers doing this, why can't I do it? But I didn't understand up until now after I've grown fully, like, you know. So, but let's hear from this caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Do we still have the caller? Okay, so do well to send us WhatsApp messages in case you're not able to reach us on any of the numbers showing on your screen. Okay, we already have another caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location.
My name is David from Benue State.
Okay, your network is a bit tricky. Can you speak a bit louder?
I'm calling from Benue State.
Okay, from Benue. All right, go ahead. What's your take?
Thank you very much for the program.
Thank you.
What we are seeing now is no more to write about. More especially in the church. If you see the way the people dress and go to the church, you ask whether they are going to worship God. More especially the ladies. And the pastors are there looking at them. They're not after their money. They're not after their souls. So thank you very much for the program that you are carrying on. And this should be corrected. The pastors should be spoken to so that they will correct all these nonsense that happen. See the way our ladies are dressing in the church. As if to say that masquerade. That is not the way how to worship God. It is wrong. And I pray that God will intervene in it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your input. I mean, it's something that, you know, that's why we are here. That's why we choose topics that we need to look into, and we are hoping parents are watching and listening so they can do something. You could see short videos of, you know, some parents actually doing videos with their children, creating content. You see a child wearing some outfit and they want to go out and they tell them, go back and change. I've seen a video of, you know, some Nigerians seeing some ladies dressing indecent on the street, and they keep telling them, go back and change, and they keep pouring water on them, you know, just to force them to go back and change what they're wearing. I mean, some of the outfits, you definitely be wondering what is going on, you know. But hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV so that we can have a conversation. If not, there will be a delay. Hello, good morning. Your name and location?
My name is Goodheart. I am calling from Plateau.
All right, Goodheart. Thank you so much for reaching out to us this morning from Plateau State. Go ahead. What's your take?
Honestly, it's a good topic. This one I'm having from Trust TV. Actually, it is the morals. There are moral decadence. That's the way children are taught, the way they watch in the society, the way they watch in social media. They always want to imitate the growing youth at the adolescent age and the grown-up ones. There's one of the callers that said that those that go after married women, it's true, some married men do so. But in terms of rape, actually, rape do not actually stand on the issue of immoral dressing or indecent dressing, though some do. But some that rape even children that are not even matured. So rape should stand outside that. But if a woman that dress half naked is raped, She's on her own. She can't call security agents. If she there, even report to the village head or well, they will even rebuke her because they know that she's indecent dresser. But in terms of rape, you imagine some people are influenced by the power of the enemy to rape a little child, 7 years, 4 years, which is uncalled for. So issue of rape, let's just leave it. Some are possessed. Whether well-dressed, they can still rape. So any rapist knows what he will go for life jail. Issue of dressing indecently. This, you are being addressed as you dress. And anything that comes on you is of shame. But my care and my feeling is of the churches, of the societies. If really we can put heads together and make our society better, fine. You don't copy what you see there in the Western world. Some parts in the Western world, they try to address this. Well, I talk mainly of church because a lady cannot even venture. Even if they deceive her and give her a kai, she can't enter mosque half-dressed. She know maybe there and there they will finish her up. But in church, she will feel that she's free. Maybe the father is a pastor, or father is a deacon, or you know. So what we are seeing in the society is because we don't have a bylaw that restrict this. Or the platform that has to stand against this. And that's why it continues to happen. I am a living witness to this. I was a victim one certain time. Based on myself, being a virgin at the age of, I was almost 20-something years as I've been. So for me to experience a lady that I don't know who carried her somewhere, he saw me fetching water somewhere, because that place was, it was afternoon. For her to collide with her, she's not even my mate. To go through the back, to get me seduced, to get me lured, and so when she came, I was not giving her attention. She was half naked, but she pulled out with somebody to go and hold me. And maybe touch me so that I will feel. But God saved me that day because I was bold enough to resist her and give her her shame. But what am I saying? If from family, we learn legacy for our children, they will copy that. If you mother, you are a type that your children can emulate. Father, you have policy. Embed it in your children. You just tell them what they are going to experience. Even when your daughter is at 13, 14 years, try to have somebody that will really put her through in those things she will see. She's going to see in society or in tertiary institutions, so that she will not go in or fix into that, because that will lead her to destruction. Please, I pray that people should think and know how to direct the adolescent ones so that we can correct our time and make it good for our children. Thank you. And
thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, Nigerians are very angry this morning, and it's the men that are calling. I don't know why women don't partake in this conversation. I mean, it's good to hear from the women also, you know, to speak out, you know, to see if they also agree or disagree with this. But at the end of the day, you know, it's something that parents need to look into, because it starts from the home, right? And even though we understand that there's peer pressure for some people, like I said earlier, I would have been influenced to dress in some certain way, if not because of my mother's intervention. I mean, because when you see your peers doing certain things, you want to also do it because this is your age group, and you see them doing some fashion trends, and it's, you know, captivates you. So I think that's what's happening. But a lot of times we see children actually going out, dressing proper at home, but when they go out to their friends' houses or they carry some bags, they will just put the kind of outfit that they want to go out and change into. But they will not do that in front of the parents while going out. So a lot of parents don't know how their children dress out there. And definitely they will not make a video to post for you to see, because they know that definitely one day you may get to see that video, right? So a whole lot of reasons why some children behave in certain way, because the parents don't see them dressed that way when they are leaving the house. They dress proper, but then they change when they are out. Well, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Do we still have the caller? Hello? All right, if you can't. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, hello, good morning. Good morning. Your name and location, please.
I'm Lucky.
from Benue State.
Okay, Lucky from Benue State. All right, go ahead. What's your take on the topic of discussion?
You see, I'm a social welfare officer. I am a social welfare officer. Please
cut down the volume of your TV so that you can hear us, because you're waiting to hear yourself. You can go back later to watch from the YouTube channel.
The topic is interesting. The topic is very interesting.
Thank you.
This odd dressing was very appalling. It's rampant now. We don't need to copyright. We don't need to copyright. We have our own norms and values. You see, there's one thing, I wouldn't make this statement, but I was forced to make this statement. The way some Muslims dress was very, very interesting. They appear responsibly. Most of this undecent dressing came from the Christianity zone. You see that the churches are not helping matter. Some churches, not all, instead of them advising them not to dress in this manner, they will not allow them. And some families members are watching their children dressing very undecent from home, and they need to correct them. And also, these the videos, those who are in the media, who makes film, they should also address them too. They sometimes appear very undecent on their feet, which is not proper, and that is not the way they dress in outside. So what we should do, I want the institution also, as they have the dressing code, is important, but I want Nigerians to come together and do something about it. We are not Western area. We are an African. We have our own value. We have our own tradition. We have our own respect. So let them do something about it so that it will show to others as a deterrent. That is what I have. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We are seeing some messages. We'll definitely take them much later, because, one thing or the other leads to the other, right? But then all of you actually make vital points at this point, and I'm hoping that the female folks are also listening to this conversation right now. Some of the dressing starts from how you see your parents sometimes, dress in certain way, and also educating your children on how to dress is very, very important. You look at the kind of friends they keep also, because like I keep saying, peer pressure can actually change the discipline that you've instilled on your children, because they are out there with their friends and you're not always with them. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning, how's it?
I'm fine, thank you. Your name and location, please.
Morning. My name is Yaulol Binda from Dusin Mine, Katsina State.
All right, Yao, go ahead. What's your take on the topic?
Actually, this topic is a very good topic, because indecent dressing is now very common, especially to our ladies or young ones. And actually, there is no way we can run away from blaming the parents. Parents are the ones that are supposed to take care or to look at how their children are dressing. But you find that the parents sometimes they just overlook this kind of dressing, the way their children are dressing. And then again, most of the parents, they don't even show their children their culture. So because of that, the children usually copy the culture of Western world. So actually, if at all we want this thing to change, we must actually play our role as parents, because we are the ones to show these children what to do as far as our culture is concerned, not to allow them to go and copy the culture of Western world. And also the government has to enact a law so that at least the children will know that yes, there is a law that prevents this kind of dressing. Otherwise, this thing will continue, and it is not and it is not actually good.
All right, thank you so much, Yao, for your take on this also.
That's my take.
Yes, thank you so much. I mean, you also made a point saying that the government should enact a law. I mean, I just spoke about that, you know, that there's going to be a regulation to the kind of cosmetic surgeries that women tend to go out to, because a lot of them actually end up losing their lives. Well, at this point, you have to engage, you know, open dialogues with your children just to, you know, understand their reasons for being. Some of them, when you ask them, I'm sure they'll just tell you, oh, I saw my friend wearing this and that's why I bought. Or the friends will even tell them, why not buy this and stuff like that. So they like I keep saying, they can change the, you know, discipline of these children, because they have to have friends, right? But then you have to also, as a parent, look at the kind of friends your children are actually keeping. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
I'm so good. I'm calling from Venezuela.
Okay, I can barely hear you. There's a sound coming from your end. Can you speak again?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Please do well to call us back. I'm sure the network is kind of, you know, messing some people's calls at this point. If you can't reach us, send us a WhatsApp message. We'll still, you know, read them out for you. Well, let's take a look at some of the WhatsApp messages that we have for you this morning. And we are seeing this coming from Usman Garba, Santuraki, Jamaica, Adamawa. He said, good morning. The topic of discussion this morning, this bright Saturday morning, comes at the right time. Indecent dressing is just imbibing the Western culture, which is contrary to the norms and cultures of this country. In the North, it is morally corrupt for one, especially the women folk, to dress indecently. I mean, definitely, you know, that it's not just the North, but it's everywhere. But yes, like you can hear most of the callers are also, you know, either from South. They are also saying that, you know, this is also corrupt, it's not morally done. And then even the two major religions, he said, Islam and Christianity, abhor exposing or showing one's nakedness in the name of dressing. I mean, definitely no religion will actually, you know, accept this kind of dressing. If you hear the callers are saying, you can see how these women are dressing and going to church. You don't go half naked and say you're worshiping God. Definitely, that's something else. And they keep saying that this needs to be looked into. And then the other message is coming from Comrade Clestus Aruta. He said, the case of indecent dressing, especially from our girls or ladies exposing their bodies everywhere, is becoming annoying because there is no sanctity for human body any longer in our society today. He said good parenting will help to solve this situation, because if parents stop buying clothes revealing their children's bodies or stop them from wearing such clothes, they will stop. Now, it depends on at what age, you know, you're talking about, because I've seen parents buying, exposing clothes for their children at the age of 3, 4, 5. They're already showing them how to dress, wearing them some spaghetti tops and what have you. And then he said, secondly, some parents are not even good models to their female children, especially that some of our mothers dressed in an offensive manner. So some mothers should also dress responsibly for the children to learn from them. And then he proceeded to say, you can see the likes of our former Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. I mean, definitely is very rich and highly placed personality in the whole world, but yet she dressed responsibly. But some of these broke mothers are the ones dressing irresponsibly. Well, this is a good example. I mean, this is a rich person that is still covering her body, right? And we should not forget that as far as you have people following you, let me make this example. On your social media, you have family members that look up to you. You have friends that value you. They would pick something from you. If you dress well, your friends would be forced to dress well. If your social media handle, you post, there are certain things that you post that your followers, because they see you as a role model, they will do the same. I mean, we see a lot of our celebrities, both music and a movie industry, both Kannywood and Nollywood at this point. I'm not leaving out anyone. they condone this, they don't accept such dressing, right? But at the same time, for some, they will tell you they are promoting their movies or they are promoting their songs. And then when you look at these music videos, you will see that mostly the women are always the ones that are half naked. If a man is dressed in boxers, you have no business. It's a man. Nobody cares how a man dresses. But when a woman does, it's a no-no. And some of the callers also said that, this is the reason why it promotes, abuse, even on the road. Like I said, I've seen videos where some Nigerians are trying to do well, trying to sensitize the street by seeing, when they see women dressing in a certain way, they tell them go back home and change, because they feel, why will your parents even let you dress this way? And let's not forget that there are some children that have also left, their parents' homes. They are maybe in some states or in some countries, working or, schooling and what have you. The parents are not there. So like I said, they are always going to be with their friends, and hence they will change the morals and the discipline that parents have taken their time to instill on their children. Well, yes, schools should actually, take this initiative to actually put this in their curriculums to teach children and teach them how to dress, and possibly impose dress code, like I mentioned earlier. If you say that your student will not come in certain way, they will definitely not come that way if they want to, have that education. Well, let's take this last call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning once again, my
Come
sister. This is Evangelist Ulughnaki calling from Jebu.
Well done, Evangelist. Thank you for calling back again.
See, I just want to add an addendum. This indecent dressing is not limited to female folks alone. Also, our male younger ones, even adults, they dress in a way that is very, very obnoxious to people and attracting ladies to themselves. So the Bible says that God said concerning Abraham in Genesis 19:18, that I know that Abraham will teach his own children to fear God. So apart from government, we parents too, we need to inculcate in our children the fear of God and the word of God, back up with prayer. I believe that things will go the right way. God will continue to bless your, widen your horizon of wisdom.
Thank you so much, Evangelist, for calling back to say that. I mean, let me just read out this message. This is coming from Moses Ojo from Edo State. He said the instigators of this indecent dressing are the parents and government. Now he's blaming the government. Reason why, he said the boys and girls, the way they dress nowadays is on the nasty way. If parents fail to correct their children at home, can't the government help the situation? And also the companies and tailors produce those clothes for them can also be arrested, because the Bible said our bodies are the temple of God. Now, this is another angle that we have not even talked about, the tailors, right? Because they actually, so I remember bringing a guest on one of the programs, and she's a fashion designer. She actually said there are some outfits that when you bring for her to sew, she will tell you, no, this is way out of my zone. I don't sew revealing clothes like that, because this is not me. Maybe you can take it to other tailors, but I don't do that. So how many tailors will you see tell you, oh no, I'm not going to make this clothes for you, because they want to make money, right? But then there are certain tailors that actually say no. So this is going to be another angle that we would definitely look into much later, or maybe another time. And then this is also coming from Moses from Makodi, Benue State. He said indecent dressing is on the rise because modernization is a shame to our culture, and some parents are the ones buying this kind of dressing to their children, even wearing them to the church of worship, particularly ladies wearing them on wedding days. Where are we going from here? All right, so thank you so much. And he said, God bless Trust TV. The messages are just coming in. Amirullah, he said, Nigeria is facing a moral crisis. Many people, especially young ones, are dressing indecently, and it's becoming normal. This is eroding the country's traditional values and causing concern. Parents should take responsibility for instilling moral values and guiding their children's behavior, including dressing modestly, to help reverse the trend of moral decadence. Amiru Lawal Balarabe Giwa. Well, you forgot to mention which state, but thank you so much. I'm trying to see if I can take some of them. Well, I think this is just it at this point, and I just wish that this calls and messages will continue. It would have been lovely to see how other people will also have their very opinions on this topic. But thank you so much for all of you that called in and sent your messages. For those that have not been able to read, I am very sorry. We'll definitely do better next time. But just know that, like every other caller said, dress the way you want to be addressed. But also, let's not forget the human rights. Some of these people are adults. They know what they are doing. They have their rights. But then you have role models that are looking up to you. So would you want them to behave or dress the way you are dressing? Well, it's a question for you. Well, this is the much we have for you this morning on the phone segment. Now let's go on a quick break, and when we return, we're going to talk about something that a lot of people don't know about. Is a a disease that eats into the human flesh, and there are actually people surviving that in Nigeria right now, and it's lupus. Well, let's go on a quick break, and when we return, we have this guest that has survived this disease, and she's going to take us through her journey. Stick around.